G'day guys and gal, in Warhammer 40k there are evil people, and people who are such massive arseholes that they may as well be evil. Most of the Inquisition falls into that latter category. Sure, they're doing their duty, but often that duty involves genociding innocents and blowing up planets because someone said that maybe they watched too much scat porn and the Inquisition was scared that scat porn addiction would spread like a virus. I can name many times the Inquisition were the bad guys, the months of shame, the imprisonment of Titus. The list goes on, but were there actually times where the Inquisition were the good guys, where they saved the day and then just rode off into the sunset, where they were the voice of reason and the protectors of the innocent? Hopefully, otherwise this will be a very short video. Before we get started, Black Friday is in full swing for Raycon, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video. If you're looking for an awesome Christmas gift at a great discount, you're in the right place. Raycon have recently rolled out their new bone conduction headphones, which solve a ton of issues traditional headphones or earpods have. How it works is that the headphones safely vibrate your bone, allowing you to have crystal clear audio while still allowing you to maintain hearing and awareness around you. So now if you're going for a walk, you don't need to choose between the safety of having hearing or the entertainment of listening to music or a sick Warhammer audiobook. You can now have both. It also doesn't give you that ear discomfort that comes with extended use of earbuds. Other features include 13 hours of battery life, IP68 waterproofing and dustproof. This thing is designed to be taken into battle. For me, all these features make it great for when I hit the gym or go on my morning walk. Raycon are known for having premium products without the premium pricing, especially since Raycon are offering up to 30% off this Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales store-wide. Earbuds, bone conductors, headphones, anything. If you use my link buyraycon.com/MajorkillBC, stop buying those top shelf overpriced earbuds and headphones that you end up just losing anyway and give Raycon a shot. Cheers to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over each time the Inquisition were the good guys, the heroes if you will. Let's get into it. So firstly, let's cover why the Inquisition are such massive fucking assholes in general. The Inquisition was put together by Majorkill and the Emperor themselves, being given infinite authority and resources to protect humanity when humanity would no longer have the Emperor and Majorkill to protect it. They were basically told, do everything in your power to keep mankind alive, and were taught all about the greater good and duty. In the train track moral dilemma, Inquisitors would always pull the lever and kill one person to save 5. Now this does also scale up to planets. If an Inquisitor believed that a world was tainted, they would rather blow up the world than risk the taint spreading to 5 worlds. However, the complexity of this is that what they viewed as tainted is subjective. Some worlds that get attacked by chaos do indeed get infected by it, chaos cults spreading on it and then to nearby worlds. Other worlds who resist the chaos attack become fortified against chaos and stalwart defenders of the Imperium, more resistant than they were prior. The Inquisition generally cannot tell and does not care about the difference between these two cases and will blow them both up anyway. For example, when Cadia was falling and they began evacuating, an Inquisitor tried to stop the evacuation so everyone would stay on the planet and die alongside it to prevent a potential spread of corruption. The Inquisitor herself was also going to stay on the planet and die alongside everyone else, so it wasn't just some selfish bitch move. She was doing what she thought was best for the Imperium. Anyway, she got shot in the head by a Cadian and the evacuation went ahead. What I'm saying is that when your literal god gives someone infinite power and authority to use at their own discretion for the sole purpose of protecting humanity at all costs, they're probably going to become a piece of shit. Which is all the more credit to the Inquisitors that actually ended up being pretty cool. Inquisitor Amberly Vale, not just a total babe, but a total sick bitch, which is an Australian compliment by the way. I'm not sure if that translates well outside of Australia. She was the love interest of Caiaphas Cain, which explains why she ended up being a nice Inquisitor. The Cain series being known for being on the lighter side of the grimdark. Amberly was very dedicated to her role, but more so in the way that if there was some sort of evil shit to root out, she would root it out rather than just take the easy option and blow up the planet. She was also incredibly kind to Jurgen, Cain's right-hand man, who was also a blank and who everyone else either ignored or were disgusted by his presence. Her mannerisms were polite, intelligent, and come off as genuinely kind. Sure, she got down and dirty when she needed to, and she was indeed using Cain for her advantage, but she still loved him, and he was more than happy to be used. I mean, damn, wouldn't we all be? Inquisitor Ravenor was another relatively kind and caring Inquisitor, going above and beyond in his duty. He cared deeply for his retinue and saw none of them as expendable. Again, he would refuse to just blow up worlds he suspected were involved in heresy, preferring to go full Sherlock Holmes at the risk of his own life. Even when his body was ruined in a terrorist attack and he was forced into a life support wheelchair, he wasn't bitter and sour at the world. He just adapted and continued pursuing his duty. Ravenor worked alongside other reasonable races, like the Elder, when their purpose aligned, and even spared and trained a psychic child as opposed to killing him or handing him over to the Black Ships, which most other Inquisitors would have done. That child ended up becoming one of the most powerful Grey Knights to ever live, so there you go. Pays to be nice. Ravenor's mentor, Inquisitor Eisenhorn, follows a similar path here. Although he has done some extremely questionable shit and literally lugs around a demon host as a Pokemon, he is one of the most well-tempered and reasonable of all Inquisitors, which is wild considering how much pain he's endured. endured. He cares deeply for his companions, even rescuing Elizabeth Beckwin from a life as a hooker and giving her purpose in his retinue as she was a blank, despite how uncomfortable he was in her presence as he was a psyker. Eisenhorn was declared a heretic multiple times, some of which were pretty valid, but mostly because he would often choose to do what he thought was right, as opposed to what his duty laid out before him. This also creates a bit of an interesting debate. Although there are many types of Inquisitors, the main spectrum you can categorize them on is Puritans versus Radicals. Puritans will only seek knowledge from sanctioned sources, only use approved techniques, shun the use of any heretic or xeno weapon, entity, or artifact to seek an advantage. They are often the really self-righteous asshole Inquisitors who think they're better than everyone else, and these are the Inquisitors that often die the most, too rigid to adapt. Then there are the Radical Inquisitors, who do what they think is right and will use any tool at their disposal to do so, more than happy to use heretic weapons or xeno artifacts or work alongside heretics and xenos to achieve their goals. They are actually often the more down-to-earth and reasonable Inquisitors, however are more prone to falling to chaos for obvious reasons. An interesting case now, we have Inquisitor Annika, a Fenrisian-born Inquisitor, which seems like a strange combo, and also might help explain why she was a bit more laid back. She is a tough bitch, but also believes in redemption. In her retinue, she literally had an ex-Chaos cultist who came back into the Emperor's light and is now used for deep cover missions and Chaos cults. Now that may seem like a bad idea, but feeling the touch of Chaos and coming back to the Emperor isn't unprecedented. The Exorcist chapter literally let demons into their bodies and have them exorcised as a part of their initiation. Eisenhorn has used a ton of Chaos shit and remain uncorrupted. Yes, it's rare and risky, but Chaos cultists don't really get much in the way of attention from the Chaos gods, nor do they receive many classic mutations or blessings, so the dude was actually fine. Overall, a pretty nice thing of the Inquisitor to do, even if it was mostly so she could have an extremely effective Chaos spy. Now I want to make a note about the Grey Knights. Although they aren't exactly Inquisitors, they work very closely alongside him and have a lot of authority within the inquisitorial hierarchy. The Grey Knights are extremely neutral. Their purpose is to kill demons. They don't like getting involved with all the inquisitorial politics. The policy about exterminating entire populations after they witness Grey Knights is much more an inquisitorial thing than a Grey Knight thing. Even during the Months of Shame, where the Grey Knights and Space Wolves fought, the Grey Knights were hating it, with some even planning on rebelling against the Inquisitor Lord who was directing the war and killing him. Sure, a lot of them did some dog stuff, but you can tell they hated being dragged into it. Likewise, Grey Knights have saved countless trillions of people, saving worlds from falling to chaos, stopping demon Primarchs who would have ripped through multiple systems, purging insidious infestations. Grey Knights are extremely pure in purpose. They are a specific tool, so I would say you could count the Grey Knights as a positive part of the Inquisition, with most of the negativity around them being due to Inquisitors. Although this next one is a little bit of a stretch, the founders of the Inquisition, Malkador's Chosen, were great people, both in strength, will, and morals. They would have hated the Inquisition of the current setting. Khalid Hassan, an ex-guardsman, was a legendary man, unshakably loyal and dedicated to his duty. If it wasn't for his efforts, the anti-Space Marine supervirus would have been unleashed at the end of the heresy and killed all Space Marines, both traitor and loyalist. He was the one who stopped it. Then there was Yasu Nagasena, a man of complete and total honesty and honor. He was a Space Marine hunter, but if he believed his quarry to be a morally pure person, he would spare them. The founders were all awesome people in their own right, as they were directly mentored by Malkador, and their vision for the Imperium was taken directly from the Sigillite. It's honestly a testament to them that over 10,000 years later, the Inquisition didn't become a corrupted mess. Yes, it is flawed, but that's more so because it's so dogmatic and rigid, rather than everyone being selfish and only looking out for their own interests. And yeah, honestly guys, this is a shorter one today. Most of the Inquisitors I listed above didn't really go out of their way to do nice things. They just didn't do too many total asshole piece of shit things. In many cases, kindness is a luxury the Inquisition cannot afford. If you want to hang out with a nice person in 40k, go to Nocturne and chill with the Salamanders. Really says a lot about 40k when big scary black pyromaniacs with glowing red eyes are the nice guys. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where we have a boatload of Battle Maze 40-minute hentai, some awesome Warhammer 40k fan arts, and a bunch of live action nude cosplays. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more kind content. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.